Every morning, before the world awakes, the Shaolin master steps into silence. In that stillness, there is no competition, no noise, only the rhythm of breath, the dialogue between body and mind. It is here that mastery begins, not in movement, but in awareness.
Discipline is the foundation upon which all mastery is built. When you begin the Shaolin path, you soon realize that the mind is quick to chase comfort, and the body often follows. Yet, comfort is not the teacher, discipline is. To walk this path, one must learn to act not because it is easy or pleasant, but because it is necessary. Every morning, before the first light touches the temple walls, training begins. The air is cold, the muscles are heavy, and the mind whispers excuses. But discipline does not listen. It bows, it breathes, and it begins. Discipline is not about force, it is about consistency. It is not a punishment, but a form of respect. Respect for your goals, for your time, and for your potential. Many people believe discipline restricts them, that it steals freedom. But in truth, it is the opposite. The one who is ruled by desire becomes a slave to it, endlessly pulled between moods and distractions. The one who cultivates discipline becomes free from laziness, from fear, from the need for constant motivation. When you can act regardless of how you feel, then you are truly in control. In Shaolin, we say that the body follows the mind. If the mind is unstable, the movement will be weak. If the mind is steady, even a simple step becomes powerful. Discipline is the tool that steadies the mind. It shapes chaos into structure and transforms intention into reality. The daily repetition of stances, strikes, and forms may appear dull to an outsider, but within that repetition lies a hidden treasure. Each repetition polishes, not only the movement but the self. You begin to see the beauty in precision, the wisdom in patience, and the power in persistence. Discipline teaches you that results are not immediate. A seed does not bloom in a day. It grows through quiet endurance. The Shaolin routine is not built upon moments of excitement, but upon countless silent efforts. Every drop of sweat carries meaning. Every correction carries growth. When the body wants to stop, the mind whispers, "Continue." And when you continue long enough, something changes. The resistance becomes strength. The effort becomes ease. That is the true lesson. Discipline over desire. For when desire fades, discipline remains. And through that discipline, mastery is born.
Movement without awareness is just motion. But when the mind is fully present, even the smallest movement becomes profound. In Shaolin practice, we train the body to move with precision, but we train the mind to remain still. This is the paradox of true mastery, to be in motion while completely at rest within. When you strike, the body moves, but the mind does not waver. When you breathe, the body expands and contracts, but the awareness remains untouched. It is in this balance between stillness and movement that real power begins to emerge. Most people live as if they are constantly being pulled by thoughts, emotions, and distractions. Their bodies move, but their minds are scattered. The Shaolin way teaches us to bring everything back to the present moment. When you move only. When you breathe only. There is no division between what you do and what you are. In that unity, movement becomes meditation. The world slows down and every motion becomes deliberate, graceful, and full of purpose. When the mind is calm, even a storm cannot disturb it. This is what it means to find stillness within movement. It is not about stopping the world outside, but about quieting the world inside. During training, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the sound of your breath, the tension of your muscles, all become part of the same flow. You begin to sense how energy moves through you, not as something forced, but as something natural. You stop fighting against your own body and start working with it. This awareness transforms your practice. The kick is no longer just a kick. It is an expression of balance. The punch is no longer just a punch. It is the harmony of breath and focus. And beyond physical movement, this awareness enters your daily life. Walking, speaking, listening, all become part of your practice. Stillness is no longer limited to the meditation hall. It travels with you wherever you go. To move without losing stillness. This is mastery, because when you can be calm while moving, you are no longer controlled by chaos. You move with life, not against it, and in that harmony, strength becomes effortless. In the practice of Shaolin, strength alone is not enough. To rely only on force is to misunderstand the nature of power. Power is not something you hold tightly in your fists. It is something that flows through you when strength and softness become one. When you train, you learn that rigidity breaks and gentleness bends. But when these two meet in balance, something remarkable happens. The body moves with grace and the mind becomes unshakable. Many believe that to be strong means to resist, to dominate, to always stand firm. But strength without softness is like a tree that refuses to sway in the wind. When the storm comes, it snaps. Softness allows flexibility, and flexibility allows survival. In every movement, you must feel both the solidity of the mountain beneath your stance and the fluidity of water within your flow. When you find this harmony, your actions stop being forced. They become natural, effortless, and full of awareness.
Many people believe the Shaolin routine exists only within the walls of the temple, a series of movements, postures, and forms practiced on the training floor. But the truth is, the real routine begins when training ends. The moment you leave the hall, every action becomes part of the same discipline. The way you walk, the way you eat, the way you speak, each reflects your level of awareness. What we cultivate through the Shaolin routine is not just strength or precision. It is mindfulness woven into every aspect of life. The body moves, but the training is for the mind. When you sweep the floor, you are still training. When you drink tea, you are still practicing balance and focus. Every ordinary task becomes a meditation. This is the essence of the routine. It dissolves the boundary between practice and living. Life itself becomes the dojo, every challenge a teacher, and every moment an opportunity to return to presence. The greatest mistake is to think that mastery belongs to a certain time or place. It does not end when the session is over. If you carry tension in your daily life, if your mind is scattered while you work, then your training is incomplete. The ultimate Shaolin routine is not confined to form. It is the embodiment of harmony, discipline, and awareness wherever you are. When you move through life with the same mindfulness you bring to your training, everything changes. You respond instead of reacting. You breathe instead of rushing. You see clearly instead of being lost in thought. When the outer world becomes chaotic, your inner world remains calm. When challenges arise, you do not fight them blindly. You move with them, learn from them, and grow. This is how the Shaolin path extends beyond physical movement. It becomes a way of being, a constant flow of awareness guiding every step. In this way, life itself becomes the practice hall, and each moment, no matter how small, becomes a form of meditation. The true Shaolin routine is not a set of movements performed once a day. It is a way of living that transforms every moment into practice and every breath into peace. So, when you step onto your mat or into your life, remember this. The routine is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you already are. Every stance, every breath, every silence is a step toward your true nature. The ultimate Shaolin routine is not learned. It is lived.